Good afternoon again. This is JC, St. Louis's oldest living hippie, bringing you another raw story about Donald Trump. Um, Donald Trump's Make America Great Again, or as I call it, MAGAT movement, has become or taken on a life of its own and is now rolling forward without Trump or with Trump, whichever way it goes. Trump can no longer control what's happening with the maggots. And I don't know if you've ever heard a routine. Now, this was before Bill Cosby became a sex offender, but Bill Cosby records, on one of his records, there was a routine called the chicken heart that ate New York. And that particular routine was about a creature that grew so big that it got out of control and went after New York City. Well, here we have Donald Trump's maggots are out of control, and they could very well eat up Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and anybody else who gets in their way. The maggots that ate the maggots, I guess. Anyway, this is a pretty good article, so listen to it. It'll make you understand why Donald Trump is no longer in control of what's going on.
Furious Trump is panicked as MAGA becomes monster he no longer controls, analyst. The MAGA movement has grown to such an extent that it's now more powerful than Donald Trump is, and it's become one of the former president's biggest threats, an analyst wrote in the New York Times. The groundswell coalition that he started has evolved and developed its own issues and policies, wrote Ezra Klein. And they're not fully in line with him. Now Trump as an individual is losing his grasp on it, and it's becoming a Frankenstein monster its creator has little control over. Trumpism is whatever Trump says it is, Klein wrote. But MAGA is whatever his movement becomes. This is why J.D. Vance has been a political liability to Trump's campaign. Vance represents MAGA as it has evolved, esoterically ideological, deeply resentful, terminally online, unleavened by Trump's instincts for showmanship and the winds of public sentiment. Klein wrote that MAGA had led Trump into associations with Project 2025, a policy started as a way to clear out the old school of government and replace it with loyalists. But it morphed into a movement of extreme conservatism which Trump is now trying to disassociate himself from, but which has become emblematic of his movement. Also read, Inside Trump and Johnson's shocking new bid to suppress women's votes. The MAGA coalition, particularly its elected officials and Washington staffer class, has grown beyond Trump. It has more views on more issues than he does, Klein wrote. It has absorbed more specific and unusual ideologies than he has. It is more hostile to abortion than he is, or than he wants to appear to be. It is more committed to deregulating health insurance than he is, or than he wants to appear to be. There is a great gap between the MAGA leader who slept with a porn star and the factions in the MAGA movement that want to outlaw pornography, as Roberts proposed on Project 2025's first page. And Trump is now so associated with it that it could be what brings him down. By all accounts, Trump and his campaign are furious that Project 2025 has been hung like a millstone around his neck, Klein wrote. He went on, Trump's problem in the 2024 election is that he can no longer run as if he is a man alone. Everyone knew Mike Pence did not represent Trumpism. But Trump chose Vance to be the heir of the MAGA movement. A Trump administration would be full of people like Vance pursuing the agendas they believe in.
There you go. Trump is no longer in control. If he can't control the maggots that he created, then what's he going to do and how's he going to control the government once he gets in office? If he does, and I pray to God he doesn't, or whoever's out there, I hope like hell that he loses, but he would have no control if he did get into office, and there would be all of these people coming at him from all directions with all different kinds of cruel and unusual ideas, trying to put them in his head, trying to force him to implement them into law, and it would just be one nightmare. It would be the worst government ever implemented in the history of our country. And we can't let it happen. We have to vote blue. We have to vote Harris Walz, because we can't let this happen. But there you go. It's the chicken heart that ate New York, a la Donald Trump. This is JC saying, fuck you, Trump, fuck you, Vance, fuck you, maggots. And to all my friends, followers, family, I love you. Pox some more, Jack, and keep on